Welcome to Manga Mavericks at Movies, the show where we talk smack about movies. Or we don't talk about a movie at all. We talk about episodes of a TV series strung together and shown in theaters. Because why not? That's the thing. Yes, and what we saw in theaters recently was RWBY! Season 5 premiere! We went to the theatrical screening of it days before it premiered on Rooster Teeth, and it was pretty cool. Pretty nice experience. It was really cool to see RWBY on the big screen. It looked a lot more cinematic than I thought, so it ended up working quite well.
Yeah, it was a nice experience.
It was a nice experience, and what was great about it was the fan involvement. Now, this theater that we were seeing it in, it was, of course, AMC Eden Prairie, our local one, and it was being shown in Theater 1, which is like the small theater for the niche showings. But Theater 1 was completely full with this one, which is not unrare. It happened with No Game No Life, but I'm pretty sure with RWBY there was even more people, I think.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah. So, packed theater, completely full, and very enthusiastic. I have not been to a movie with a crowd this excited to watch the thing in quite a while, and that was quite a treat. I love being in a film with enthusiastic crowds.
Yeah, I guess what was interesting about this screening is that the episode, the Season 5 premiere itself, is only 20 minutes. Yeah. So basically what they ended up doing is they had us watch the last, 3 episodes of Volume 4 and then played the Volume 5 premiere.
Which was a good choice, those last 3 episodes, because those were a little bit of an arc that had to do with that particular monster that they were facing. What was the name of it?
I don't remember.
It was the weird monster that had a horse's body, and there's a man sticking up from the middle. It wasn't a centaur. It was honestly, creepy thing.
Honestly, though, watching those episodes again just reminded me how little I care for Volume 4.
Really? You dislike Volume 4?
I don't dislike Volume 4. It's just I don't know. Compared to Volume 3 and Volume 2, I feel it's a step down.
Well, Volume 3 was the peak RWBY, right? I mean, that was the big climax of so much was going down in those last couple of episodes. It completely changed the game on the series. You know, it completely altered the status quo. So now, of course, we're going to get a step down. Yeah. I mean, they described it best. They were interviews with creative staff from the show, mainly Kerry Shawcross, and he said that, Volume 4 was about kind of healing from, all the tragedy in Volume 3. The characters are just
definitely.
Learning to, get back up on their feet. And that was all the characters' arcs in that season were, them trying to, move forward, kind of heal emotionally. So at the end of Volume 5, they're ready to go back out into the world again. And so it was, of course, going to be a more down-key arc to let the characters develop emotionally. And then, of course, we did get some build-up of other things on the sidelines, right? We got,
Nora, Weiss, Blake.
No.
Which character?
Villain.
Cinder?
No.
Salem?
Salem, yes. We got Salem introduced, right? More properly. And we got her, entourage of evil villains. We got Cinder's kind of arc, she's lost her voice. Much control over power, so she's kind of recovering in her own way, which was kind of a cool villainous arc. So we got, all these other things on the side, world-building things as well. To build up for, greater heights later on.
I guess what I should specify is that I like the gang stuff, I like the white stuff, I like the black stuff, but all the stuff with Team Ranger I just don't care for.
Really? You didn't care about Ren and Nora and their backstory and how they knew each other as kids? Ren's family was killed by that monster Grim, and then Ren unlocked his powers and took his father's words to heart and then helped Nora during a scary time.
It's good stuff. At the same time, I don't know, there's not much tension, I feel. Especially in that final fight, Ren just kind of goes up and kills it after, calms down.
What are you talking about? It was a long fight. It was a desperate fight.
Okay.
They all had to team up to defeat
no one
thing.
really gets injured in the fight, though.
There's a lot of tension because Crow is out of commission, and it's going after him.
But, like...
He can't defend himself.
No, they get Crow out of the way, like, right away, though.
And remember, this is a thing that killed Ren's entire village!
Yeah, okay. That's another thing. If it kills...
a Nuka-Lobby, by the way.
If it kills the entire village, how is it so easy to kill?
It wasn't easy to kill!
They
all had to team up! They all had to act very quickly to disarm it!
Compared to other Grimm... How is this one stronger? Like,
I mean,
they fought like other giant Grimm, and like they've used these same tactics, and they've gotten more injured.
Well, it's no Dragon Grimm, sure, but it's like still just the idea of what it has done.
Yeah, but I don't know. The idea of it is intimidating, but the actual from what we see of it, it doesn't seem that threatening.
I don't know. I think it's pretty scary looking.
It's scary looking, but
you don't usually see a Nuka-Lobby, as it is called.
Okay, it's scary looking, but does anyone in that fight get significantly injured?
It wasn't as desperate a fight as it could have been. Sure, I mean it wasn't like they were really dying during the fight. But at the same time, it took a lot to defeat it. It wasn't
easy. But I don't know. For something that killed Ren's entire village, I was expecting something a bit more kind of intense.
Sure. I don't know. I think that it worked fine. I admit that it's not the most exciting climax, I guess, because it is introduced 3 episodes before the end, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't feel like it's built up well. They kind of mentioned Ren living in a haven before, not haven, Mistral. Ren's from Mistral, and that, his village is the state of his village is kind of some of the previous village they've walked through in Mistral that have all been, destroyed, and they I think early on in the season, Ren had mentioned, oh, yeah, this is just, what happened to my village and shit, but they don't really, I feel, build it up as well as they could have.
I guess, yeah, I mean, I wish it was introduced even earlier in the season and they had, more fights with it.
Or heck, even earlier in the series.
Sure. Again, it's 3 episodes before the end it was introduced. Within the span of what was shown in the screening, they showed everything revolving it because only in that last 3 episodes of Volume 4, so...
honestly, part of me would just rather have a Tyrion rematch than, that thing.
That probably would have been more satisfying because he did, pretty much destroy them. He was so powerful they couldn't fight him, that's why Crow had to step in. And Crow is practically dying, so, he can't help them. So if he were to fight them again, that would still be really desperate for them, because, they'd still be outmatched, and the guy who beat him before would not be there to help them.
Yeah, I don't know. Season 4 is still good, but, I don't know. I'd say it's about on par with Season 2.
Yeah, I might like it more, just because I remember more that happened in it.
Season 2 had some good moments.
It was good. I guess it's just more recent in my mind. I watched it more. For what it's worth, I thought that the screening of the 3 episodes was really good, though. Good choice, because, again, there was a clear arc. You could latch onto it easily, even if you were at the screening and didn't really know who for the reason you were dragged along by a significant other or your kids or whatever. You could still understand what's going on based in those 3 episodes because you have, some to latch onto with that Nora Ren flashback and that whole story arc with Ren trying to avenge his father, and that's satisfying when he does kill the Nuka-Lobby, and then you get, good climax of Season 4 stuff where RWBY is, writing to Yang and telling him about all the experiences and getting emotional. Carrie Shycross pointed out something very important, is that RWBY was staying strong throughout the entire season and not letting herself break down. And that was the moment at the end of Season 4. Now that they're safe and she doesn't have to be that pillar of strength, now she's letting herself loose emotionally. And that was a very good point. I thought that the interviews were very cool. I always love seeing the creative process, so I'm glad that they put those in. And they did provide some interesting context of what they were trying to go with the episode. Some of it was, obvious stuff. But again, what I just mentioned with RWBY, a lot of that other stuff is stuff that, hey, you might have missed it before. And that's really cool. They put that much thought into why this is here.
Yeah.
I really appreciated that.
Yeah, those interviews were nice because like it really did like show you that they are like thinking this through. They are very much planning each one of these scenes and why they're important.
Yes.
I mean, going off the RWBY thing because I just blanked out for a sec. Like, yeah, I do like that RWBY is very much the emotional pillar for like Team Ranger during this season. Like, it's interesting because just like by the end, she's still broken up about everything, but she's trying to stay strong to support the rest of the team, because like the rest of like Team Juniper is also probably more depressed about Pyrrha's death because they spent more time with Pyrrha because they were teammates.
I mean, they're all broken up about it.
Yeah,
you know,
like
someone has to
be like the one to stay positive.
And, keep the others positive, keep the energy up, right? And it's clear that from the season that even though Ren is usually stoic and Nora is very chipper, they have a lot of emotional baggage.
Yeah.
John obviously had baggage, because earlier in the season he had seen that he keeps a recording of Kira instructing him how to sword fight, and he practices to that. So, again, that scene where John and Ruby, talk to each other in episode 10, and John tells Ruby that, she's the one who inspired them to give them the courage to follow her, that's very important. It does speak to what Ruby's strength as a character, as a person is. And it's very interesting to touch upon, but also touch upon that she also has her emotional weaknesses. She also is not completely fallible.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can now segue into the actual premiere of season 5.
Well, one other thing I guess I wanted to mention is that I think that RWBY has improved a lot since its early days. Definitely seeing it on the big screen, you can notice some of the foibles, the little
blemishes.
Yeah, there's some running animation that doesn't look quite right, in particular. Yeah. So, it was cool seeing it on the big screen because RWBY, in terms of its cell shading, in terms of its color aesthetic, looks very cinematic, and there is great fight choreography, so that also elevates it into a great experience. But at the same time, some of the smaller things, like run cycles, those are still look a little wonky. Walk cycles are fine these days, but run cycles, there was, in particular, a scene in episode 10 where Ren was, running in the cave. That looked really weird.
Yeah, I mean, the animations and stuff have definitely gotten a lot better than Volume 1. Oh god, Volume 1, bad times. But I mean, it's not perfect, but it still looks nice visually, which is all I can really ask for from a web animated series like RWBY.
Before they showed the Volume 5 premiere, we got 2 of the character trailers. We got Weiss's and we got Blake's.
I'm surprised they didn't show Yang's, because Yang's came out the day after.
On YouTube, and it probably was out a week before on Booster Heat's site itself.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe by the time they compiled the footage, the Yang trailer wasn't ready yet.
That probably was the reason. Basically, the character trailers serve to kind of illustrate motivation for the characters, or give some backstory.
Yeah, they're all flashbacks.
Yeah, Weiss's trailer is her training with Winter.
Yeah,
and Blake's trailer is her past with her chameleon friend.
Yeah,
and contrasting her talk with her chameleon friend with in the present where she and Sun are hunting down members of the White Fang. All of which were, of course, important to what the narrative. Yeah. That's why it's a shame where Yang's trailer wasn't. Because Yang is probably going to be a big focus in season 5, considering that her mother and the Spring Maiden be big focuses, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So seeing the lack of Yang's trailer, where it shows her fighting a bear-like Grim and protecting, I think that was important. We didn't get to see that. Regardless, though, you don't need to watch the character trailers to get Season 5 premiere, get the Volume 5 premiere, because it's pretty understandable.
Yeah, I mean, it takes place pretty much directly after Volume 4, so, I mean, they basically make it to Haven, I think. Yeah, they basically make it to Haven, they go talk to the headmaster, and guess what? He's working with Salem! Oh, I wouldn't have guessed it, even though they hinted at it at the end of the Season 4 premiere. And basically, Crow's, talking about how they have to go hunt down the relics, and that the Spring Maiden's probably with Yang's mom.
Yeah. A lot of that episode is delivering exposition about, okay, here's what the situation is, and here is what we're going to do this season. There wasn't a whole bunch of spectacle. There is a whole bunch of foreshadowing or heavy hinting about, Lionheart is in league with Salem.
Which we already do.
We already knew.
Yeah.
We get expanded on. Lionheart, is true to his name, and that he seems like a very cowardly character. His, big beard is also reminiscent of a lion's mane.
I kind of feel sorry for him, because even, the opening theme, he's just, cowering at his desk.
Yeah, while Watts
is,
henchman is,
pulling strings behind him, or weird knife strings, I don't know what they were.
I need to rewatch that opening theme a few more times.
I rewatched it a bunch yesterday.
It's on YouTube?
No, it's not. I just, hunted it down somewhere.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
it went by so fast, I don't remember it that well. But one thing I noticed was a scene where Cinder was fighting someone who I think is supposed to be the Spring Maiden.
Yeah, I think it's the Spring Maiden. One thing I find weird about that opening, though, is that, I don't know, Jean doesn't seem to be in it.
I think that you might have just missed something.
I rewatched it several times and I didn't see him. You see Nora, you see Red, but there's no Jean. He's just gone.
That is strange. I wonder why. I don't know.
Yeah, also Emerald's not on that opening, but they have what's his face? Mercury, because they have Yang fighting Mercury in that opening, but Emerald's just not there. Yeah, so where the fuck are Emerald and Jean?
I don't know. But Yang and Mercury is definitely a rematch that needs to happen after the stun Mercury pulled in the tournament.
Yeah, Mercury just needs to get his fucking dick cut off, I don't know.
Yeah, well, hopefully bad things don't happen to John and Emerald.
Gonna die! They're gonna die!
I don't think they're gonna die.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just they just forgot about John for some reason. Yeah, he's just not there. It's weird.
Well, outside of RWBY and company meeting with Lionheart and all that stuff, other important tidbits from the Volume 5 premiere were Weiss on her way to...
She's going to Mistral.
Yeah, she's going there, and then she hears that, a plane nearby is being attacked by Grimm. So, she's probably going to do something to go rescue them. That's her big scene. Then with Blake, they have this great comedic scene that got a laugh from everyone, where Sun and Blake's dad are, yelling about their frustration of how the White Fang can't keep getting away with this, and Blake's mom is just saying, well, at least you guys can finally agree on something. And that got a laugh from everyone in the audience.
Yeah.
That was a good moment. And then Blake, I know you took the fall for these other guys. Why are you doing this? And don't get involved, Blake. Just leave. So, that was that big scene. I'm sure Chameleon Friend will get I don't remember her name.
Just call her Chameleon.
Do you remember her name?
No.
No, okay? She's a good character. She's interesting. Ilya. Her name's Ilya.
Chameleon Friend. Friendship and love forever.
What is that even?
I don't fucking know.
Her name's Ilya, okay.
Okay.
I figured out her name. Ilya's a good character, sorry.
I'd say just call her Chameleon Friend.
And then, the episode ends... Well, okay, so to touch upon Yang gets what was probably the scene everyone loved the most in that theater audience, which is she's at a bar, some guy's hitting on her. A great joke was that the bartender is like, aren't you a little young to drink? And she's like, water. It's hot out. And that got a laugh from everyone. And then, of course, some guy starts hitting on her, and she's like, buzz off. And then he keeps hitting on her, and then Yang just, whatever, and she punches him, and he bounces up and down through the bar before being blown out the door, and it's just how crazy that fallout after that punch is.
Yeah.
And, that guy just bouncing around in the building. That was incredibly funny.
Yeah.
Everyone loved that moment. And then, of course, that guy is probably a member of Yang's mom's gang.
I don't know if he's a member of Yang's mom's gang.
Well, he knows where she is.
Probably. If I recall, it's Yang's mom's gang's less of a gang, is more of a tribe. Because they're her and Crow from the same.
They're a bandit tribe.
Yeah, they're a bandit tribe.
Then the episode ends with the kid who is Oscar's reincarnation. Oscar. He meets Crow in the bar. And this scene was the post-credit scene of the Volume 4 finale, but they moved it into this episode. And so we see this scene, and then later, we get the hilarious payoff. It's like Oscar goes to where Juniper is, or Ranger is, and then he rings the doorbell, and he's like, I'm looking for Ruby, and they get all defensive, like, why are you looking for Ruby? He's just kind of scared, but then Crow drunkenly says, I found him! Yeah! He's like so drunk and excited, and Ruby's like, oh my god, you get drunk again. And then Oscar reveals that, yeah, I'm Oscar reincarnation.
And then fucking Crow's just like, yeah, I found him! Wow! Yeah, I did it!
It was a great way. Great joke in the episode. Drunk Crow is hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a good premiere. I was concerned that because it wasn't action-packed enough, the audience would be disappointed, but no. They were incredibly happy with it. Some guy yelled out that he wanted to watch it again, and everyone laughed and cheered with him, and like everyone clapped, and everyone was excitedly talking about it and saying, oh man, I was so happy. I waited 3 months for this. It was so worth it. And like everyone was like being super positive and super happy about it. They were very satisfied with seeing RWBY on the big screen and seeing this Volume 5 premiere. So
yeah, RWBY fans will take anything they can get.
I guess so. There were, in terms of like even more specific experiences, I think the two girls sitting next to us, one of them I don't think was very familiar with RWBY. So throughout the explanations of like the last 3 episodes of season 4, he was explaining the show to her.
Yeah.
Like definitely explaining that, oh, this guy, Kerry Shawcross, he directs the show. So, yeah, but overall, very enthusiastic fans. I was surprised I didn't see a lot of young kids at this screening. Mostly it was middle schoolers, high schoolers. I mean, kind of a younger crowd.
I mean, it is like it was a weeknight.
It was a weeknight. It doesn't mean that kids don't see movies on weeknights.
Yeah, but I don't know, younger kids, their parents are probably like, you're not gonna see this RWBY, you're gonna go do your homework.
But little kids have less responsibility.
Yes, but they need to gain good habits so they don't end up like us. Weeaboos.
I'm not a weeaboo. If I was a weeaboo, I would insist in watching RWBY in Japanese, because a weeaboo thinks that everything Japanese is superior.
I mean, I do hear that Japanese dub is pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good too. They should screen RWBY in Japanese sometime.
People would probably still go.
Yeah. Regardless, I thought this was very fun screening. I hadn't seen the last 3 episodes of Volume 4 in a while, so it was good to rewatch them. The Volume 5 premiere was very funny and very cool, and I'm very excited for Volume 5 of RWBY as a whole. I'm interested in seeing like how it'll turn out.
Yeah, it should be good. Better than Volume 1.
Yeah, but that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that does it for our discussion of RWBY Volume 5 premiere. We saw it in the theaters. Do you have anything else to add?
No, not really. I mean, Volume 5's premiere was awesome. And I'll be looking forward to watching the other episodes.
Any predictions for Volume 5 of RWBY?
Sean's gonna die.
Okay, Sean's gonna die. You heard it here first. We'll see if that happens when we check back in with a review of the full season.
It's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna stick it to that. My prediction is that the Spring Maiden is gonna die.
Okay, here's an actual prediction. The Spring Maiden's gonna join Salem's group.
Okay, that actually might... Yeah, actually, I'm with you. She'll join Salem's group. She's gonna betray Yang's mom.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Well, that does it for this discussion.